Salzburg is a lovely, lovely town situated about 300 kilometers from Vienna, which is the capital of Austria. Salzburg is primarily renowned for music. Yes, Mozart, the renowned legendary Western classical musician, was born here. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, as his full name is, was born in 1756 here at Salzburg, and he lived the first 16 years of his life here. For those of us who are interested in cinema, Salzburg is also popular because the evergreen English musical The Sound of Music was shot in various parts in and around Salzburg. Hence, the excitement was really palpable as we boarded the bus and moved on this beautiful 300-kilometer journey from Vienna to Salzburg. We had booked a full day trip to Salzburg and back. Believe me, the journey, one way a good 300 kilometers as I said earlier, was a breeze as the noiseless, swanky bus sped at more than 100 kilometers per hour. Just watching the myriad shades of the green nature was spellbinding. We went past several miles and miles of thick wooded regions, and then suddenly it gave way to lush, sheer green meadows. It almost felt like an unending carpet of meadows unfurling before our eyes. At the far end of the horizon, we could also see the distant snow-capped peaks of the Alps glistening in the sun. As we drove ahead, the Alps seemed to come closer and closer, and the green meadows were interspersed with clusters of houses with the spire of a village church rising in the midst of them. It really seemed like a dream. Picture postcard perfect. I actually felt the hills coming alive with the sound of music. There are several crystal clear springs of water coming straight down the glaciers from the Alps, forming many lakes, all of which eventually flow into the river Danube. Our first stop was the Moon Lake, which was called so because of its shape of a half moon. We could see tiny white blooms of flowers, which in my excitement I mistook it for the Edelweiss, the tiny white flower which is also the national flower of Austria and which registers in a very popular song in that movie. But later I was told that the Edelweiss grows on the higher altitudes of the Alps. As we moved on from Moon Lake, we crossed the Mondsee village where the Von Trapp family in The Sound of Music lived. And we also had a glimpse of the church where the governess Maria in the film gets married. This was indeed the Do-Re-Mi land of The Sound of Music for me. As we entered the town of Salzburg, we saw what a beautiful town it is with lovely ancient churches, monasteries high up on the hills with streets lined with shops selling everything to entice the tourists, from souvenirs to chocolates to dresses to cap to music. Walking down the streets of Salzburg, we felt that the place breathes Mozart and breathes the musical movie The Sound of Music. There are Mozart operas and concerts happening everywhere. One can listen to strains of music through every shop, nook and corner. We reached the house where Mozart was born in 1756 and where he lived for the first 16 years of his life. This house is now the Mozart Museum. From the market square, we walked towards the Salzburg Palace, which is also the summer residence of the Archbishop. Many portions of The Sound of Music was shot in various parts of this palace ground, and to reach the palace we had to cross a bridge. Even at a distance we could see the side rails of the bridge shining and glistening in the sun. We came closer and stepped onto the bridge, and the sight just astonished us. There were thousands over thousands of tiny locks in different colors and shapes, mostly fluorescent colors. And the shapes were, some were square, some rectangular, many of them were heart shaped, and all these locks were locked across the length of the railings on both sides of the bridge from one end to the other. As we peered closer, we could see some of them having a couple of names inscribed on them. Some had a couple of initials, and many had the years and the full date written below the names. Well, this is the Love Lock Bridge, a captivating name indeed. And all those thousands and thousands of colorful locks have been placed, locked, and sealed by several generations of lovers, young and old, first loves, husbands and wives, young couples, old couples. They were all seals of eternal love. Many tourists, us included, slowly strolled up and down the bridge, pausing at intervals to read the names, the years, and take pictures on the Lovelock Bridge. As we departed from Salzburg late evening, it was with the heady memories of love, music, and spellbinding nature.